Hope everybody's doing really good today. I want to talk about my appreciation for Wim Hof. I did a previous video of the Wim Hof Method with me laying in the snow, and that was earlier this fall, back in November. And I just want to say thank you so much to Wim Hof. I've been doing the Wim Hof Method, I don't know, 5 years or so. It's got to be that long. Yeah, when I first started doing it, I got online and I got a hold of the fundamentals course that Wim has out there. And then I've done a couple workshops down in Colorado in the cold. One of them was an advanced workshop, and it was a real powerful workshop. Between those three things and Scott Carney, I gotta say thank you. You know, when I was starting to study up on Wim Hof, I couldn't find anything that was, you know, anywhere near derogatory or anything about Wim Hof. And I thought maybe Scott, being the investigative journalist that he was when he wrote What Doesn't Kill Us, and he had done the investigative work on Wim Hof, you know, I figured, well, sure, he'll find him out as a charlatan or something, but he didn't. And the science is there, and you can go to a lot of different sources for the cold exposure benefits and health benefits of it. So not only from a physical and a spiritual aspect and a mental, it's just been powerful for me. I do the breathing techniques in the morning, and I stretch, and then I do cold showers, and then if the day is right, I've been doing some snow rolls, which I try to lay in the snow for a minute or two. The snow is really super cold, and I noticed something this fall. I want to talk about this especially too, because I watched a video from Scott Carney, one of his latest ones, and he had talked about you know, pushing yourself, and you can, yes, you can, and that's all well and good. And I think when I first started, I was, you know, I was kind of prone that way to do that too, just to see how far I could go. And I learned something this fall, as if I didn't already know it on an intellectual level, I learned it physically, and that's kind of how I have to learn things. What I learned was just exactly how powerful the cold is. You're not going to conquer the cold, and that's the thing with the cold that you have to remember, that even though we're strong human beings, our mind is powerful, and you can overcome so much more than you could ever imagine what you can overcome. Just with the power of your mind. Your mind is the weak link, you know, your body is just powerful and your mind says no. And if you can train that mind, your mind, and to use it as a tool for you, you can see some of those amazing things of how powerful your body really is. So for me, this fall, I was out in the hot sun and the hot heat all summer long in the sun, and my body was not acclimated to the cold. When we had the first storm in November, it hit me pretty hard. I just wasn't prepared for it. I was cold all the time, and I just couldn't figure out what was going on. I just didn't feel tough like I normally do. And you have to, your body, and I've known this too, your body has to acclimate to the cold, and we all do that up in these northern latitudes. They say your blood gets thicker or something, but you know, you acclimate to the cold, and then we have to reacclimate to the heat of the summer again, which isn't as hard or painful usually, but for me at least. But so my body wasn't acclimated to the cold, and my hands would be cold, and I couldn't keep my house warm, and you know, I was still trying to do the Wim Hof, and I really wanted to do that first snow roll, and because it was the first snow, and you know, that has significance to me. And so you know, and there I was, and I just was in pain, and that's part of it. You know, you have to accept the fact that you're also a weak body too. You know, your body has limitations in what it's used to. That sometimes, at least for me, I wasn't able to overcome with my mind. And maybe it's because of the overriding factors. I didn't have to. You know, there wasn't something life-threatening that was driving me to it. So, but you will get the benefits of the cold. Andrew Huberman of Stanford, Rhonda Patrick, there's some very, very credible science behind it, the cold exposure. And you can keep pushing yourself as far as you want to push it and take it to all the levels. You can jump in ice cold mountain streams and go under the ice and do anything, you know, that Wim's done, and climb mountains in your shorts. For me, I do a 5-minute cold shower. Our water here is really cold in the wintertime. I don't know how cold it is. It's got to be in the low 40s, I'm sure. And for me, that is really powerful stuff. And I've got to where I can do it, and I don't shiver when I come out. I let my body warm itself. And something clicked about 2 weeks ago or so with me, and maybe especially this last weekend, I think it was, because I got a good dose of some hot mineral water, and that helped me out a lot. I'm hopefully going to do a video on that, a little travel vlog. But anyway, I feel all of a sudden I've rounded the corner, and I just feel, okay, I'm back in the swing of things with winter and the cold, and I live my life. I've been very fortunate to live it according to the seasons and according to the earth and the sun, and always at this time of day, this time of year, these short days, they get me, and I'm prone to the seasonal affective disorder, and I know that now about myself. And sunlight and I go hand in hand. I love the sun, and I'm just I have to remember that for my own mental health, and I'll be talking about some mental health things too that help me out in other videos. But for right now, this is thank you, Wim Hof, for all of the wonderful benefits that the Wim Hof Method has bestowed on me. Like I said, it calms me down. I can get in that cold shower if I'm in pain from overworking my shoulders day after day. The shoulder pain will go away. Aches and pains will go away. I'll find myself releasing. I'll go into my body. I'll feel my body, and I just relax. I can feel the tension fall out of me, the relaxation. And it's changed me. It's changed my life. I'm a different person. I still suffer from the anxieties and all the little mind things, I think. And I don't know, a friend and I were talking about that last night. I don't know if that's ever going to go away, if anybody ever really can be free of that. And I think it's on a varying scale. There are some people that are less prone to having anxiety thoughts, and others more prone to it. I've felt like I've kind of fallen on a little bit more prone to having anxiety thoughts, but I'm learning how to cope with those, and I'm going to give you some tools for that too in another video. And so that's all I have to say today. I'm sitting here in the sunlight, in the snow, out in nature, and thank you, Wim Hof. Thank you for the Wim Hof technique. You guys, look it up. It's not easy. Cold is powerful stuff. Very, very few people want to face the pain of it, and it's painful. But if it's something that you want to try, his method is phenomenal. He never pushes you into more than you can handle. He takes it gradually with you. He works you through it. You go at your own pace. There's no competition. It's really a really, really cool way of learning and dealing, and the way Wim Hof has set it up is just that way, where, you know, he doesn't try to be a show-off and show you how great and awesome and powerful he is. He's thinking of you and your own mental health and your physical health. So in that regard, you know, he says you just take it as you can handle it, as you are prepared in your mind and your body to handle this sort of thing. And it is a mind-body spiritual thing. And you can look into Wim Hof's story too of how he got going into this, and that's really powerful. And so thank you, Wim Hof.